To anyone who loves dinosaurs and the Jurassic Park movies, this game might be the one for you. Originally released in 1999, it is a classic survival horror game, one that I just recently discovered. If you haven't already guessed it, I will be reviewing Dino Crisis on the PlayStation 1. This game was created by Capcom, one of the best companies when it comes to survival horror, in my opinion, and was a huge success, selling a whole bunch of copies worldwide. It even got a sequel that did just as well, and a third game, but from what I've heard, that one didn't do very good, so yeah. Either way, I do hope you enjoy, so if there isn't any further questions, let's get into it. You play as an elite special agent Regina, and her team is tasked with locating and retrieving a rogue scientist by the name of Dr. Kirk. What was supposed to be a simple in-and-out mission turns into a fight for survival as dinosaurs roam the lab. Now you must uncover the truth to this mystery and escape with your lives. The story is pretty straightforward, which I like. No overcomplicated lore for you to uncover. I also like that if you want more, they will leave little notes or memos around for you to read, just like Resident Evil. It was a really interesting story as well, with some pretty cool twists to it. They had a diverse group of characters, each with their own personality. These characters who join you in certain areas would also give you a choice to make that would affect the actual ending of the game, which is also really cool. It really adds to the replayability of being able to go back and choose different choices and see what other ending you get. This game has basically been classified as Resident Evil, but with dinosaurs instead of mutated zombies. It's honestly the same except for a few differences that I liked. We'll start out with the most obvious one, the combat system, which is so much fun. You start with a pistol, and as you go along, you'll get more and more weapons. Though it doesn't stop with just that. You can even find parts to upgrade your weapons for more damage. They went even further to include various types of ammo for you to use, which offer a wide variety of effects from damage to putting them to sleep. They even have a one-shot kill ammo that comes in the form of a dart. One thing that does suck is a limitation on ammo. If you're not careful, you will run out and be stuck when you need it, which is mostly my fault for just mag dumping every dinosaur in my path. Though they do have these emergency boxes that you can unlock throughout the game. There are multiple kinds of health and damage items within them. You can also store items in there for you to grab later on. These boxes really saved my butt a few times when I really was needing some health items. Which with the health items, you can also combine and mix items for you to use. It kind of works like Resident Evil, but a little more simplistic, in the sense that instead of grabbing multiple items to combine, you can only combine 2 at a time. Though you can't make ammo for you to use, the only thing you can do is make darts with different strengths, which help when you're out and need to quickly get by some dinos. One difficult thing was the movement. I just didn't really like it. You can only use the directional pad. They did not optimize the game for analog movements. I don't know why they decided not to put analog and just stick to the classic tank controls, but once I got used to it, it was okay. The puzzles in this game are fun as well, though they really confused me in some cases. One in particular was the DDK door puzzles. How they work is you get a list of letters. Then you get this key that will either appear in the form of numbers or letters, but they correspond with the alphabet either way. So A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, then so on and so forth. Well, whatever is in the key you are supposed to remove from the letters in the code area. What is confusing is that some of the answers will have the letters that were supposed to be removed, so I don't know whether I was doing it wrong or what, but I would sit and just stare at that screen until I gave up and had to look up the answer. Other than that though, the puzzles were fun, especially the crane one. I really liked the crane one because it was super easy. Now the enemies and boss fights were super cool as well. You will mostly run into raptors. There will be a few compies and pterodons and, let me not butcher this name, Therizinosaurus. Yeah, I think I got that right. Though the big bad boss is the T-Rex that you run into throughout the game. He shows up in multiple areas, triggering a boss fight, though it's not a real fight at all. It's more like survive until you can escape, which I really liked because every time he did show up, I was out of ammo. Overall, the gameplay was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed my run through. I might even go back through to get a different ending, or if I just get bored. Now, the graphics are what you would expect from a game released back in 1999. Pixelated. Though a pixelated game, they did a great job with the overall world and sound design. This facility is huge with multiple floors and levels for you to run around in. The abandoned facility looks great and really adds a little bit of fear factor with not knowing what will be in the next room. The enemy designs are cool as well, though they're super blocky, they still terrified me to the bone. But what really adds to the scare aspect is the sound, because before you see the dinos, you hear them. That eerie growl that looks behind every corner or out of view really just sends a chill down my spine. The lack of music as well adds a sort of stillness in the air, with just the room tone or the beeping of the consoles. This was a fantastic game that I really enjoyed. Even though the puzzles were a little weird and the ammo just kept running out, I had fun. Capcom did a great job of the making of this game, and I'm super excited to play the rest of the series. Other than that, I do hope you enjoyed this review, and as always, if I got something wrong or if you have a different opinion, please let me know. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!